Hey everyone. Oh my gosh, have I got a treat for you today? We are going to be talking about what's coming up, full disclosure. You will see that I don't have my long hair. I chopped it all off. I chopped it all off. And this is what I got now, and I'm really liking it. I think it's just kind of sassy and cute. And this is what this show is going to be about. We're going to be sassy, and we're going to do some free readings as well. But I want to talk about full disclosure. I'm going to talk about the Epstein files. I'm going to talk about alien invasion. I'm going to talk about interdimensional beings. This full disclosure of what's going on behind the closed doors with WEF, and this is a year of full disclosure. And it's starting, you know, that every single month up until August is a full moon right at the beginning of the month. The first 3 days, most of them the very first day, including this month and last month, was a full moon. When we start off a full moon right away at the beginning of the month, that sets the pace. Okay, that means that things are being uncovered. Things that are normally behind the scenes are coming out into the forefront. So every single month until August is going to be a full disclosure month. Last month, if you follow it, you would have seen the full disclosure of what's going on with the alien and so-called invasions. Where did it start? It started in the UK, where one of the major um, writers in one of their main newspapers, something like Forbes, like a big newspaper said, "Hey, maybe everyone should all the banks should take a look at what's going on with people's financial futures when full disclosure, alien full disclosure comes out." So this was a big deal, specifically those of us who really follow this kind of disclosure. But this month was the Epstein files, and that just literally came out the first of the month. And everybody is going to be arguing about that. And of course, everybody who's anti-Trumpers, I'm not for or against. I'm actually against all government and politics. None of it works. Sorry, guys, but it doesn't. If you're thinking they're going to save you, ain't going to work. So, what's going to be coming out moving forward? Hi, Rad. What are the full disclosures that I'm predicting will come out moving forward? There are a few major ones. There's going to be the banking system. Okay, so the next one, which is in March, still going to be a combination of what's going on right now. But March is going to be more around full disclosure about what's going on with the governments and the deep sort of state around the government. April is going to be alien, more alien, but it's not just aliens, right? It actually has to do with interdimensional beings. They've already concluded, this is not woo woo, guys. They've already know that there is some kind of entity or beings that are living in our oceans, below our oceans. And they think that it might be a break off civilization. And that's where they're feeling safe because of how we kind of destroy ourselves moving forward into the future. And then we're going to be looking at that's April and May. May in June is going to be around the financial and the money system. That's full disclosure there. And then July, I haven't quite figured out July yet. So hang in with me there. I'm also going to go down every single astrological sign. And I don't want you to just think about your sun sign. So, first of all, I do sidereal astrology as well. And sidereal astrology is close to Vedic astrology. I call it astronomy astrology because it's exactly where it is now, not 200 years ago. The earth is on an axis. So, we're looking at the heavens much differently. With that, and I did Western astrology for 30 years, but you want to look at not only your sun sign, but you want to look at your moon sign, your Venus, your Mercury, and your Mars. And I'm going to tell you how each and every one of those are how you're leading or should be leading your life. Okay, I'll make that combination of two. The the sun is sort of the emperor's clothes that you're learning to wear in this lifetime. The moon is how you emotionally respond to life. The Mercury is how you think, how you communicate, and how you receive communication, how you learn and how you receive education. It's kind of where your mind processes things. And then there's Venus, which is how you love, what you love, what you need in order to feel love, to be what you desire, what brings you joy and happiness, whether it's people, places, or things. And then Mars is what action do you take to get that? So when I go down this list, take a look at those parts of your chart too and find out. And we're going to start off with Aries, and we're going to start off with the fire signs, okay? So we're going to start with Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You know what? No, I'm just going to start from the beginning, Aries, Taurus, etc., so I don't get lost. So with Aries, you are here to encapsulate courage and bravery, no matter where it is in your chart. You might even have a bunch of planets in your first house. Aries is all about being brave, being courageous, and being independent and not dependent on other people. Taurus is around understanding nature, the material world, and your financial security. But the financial security doesn't necessarily mean when you're wealthy and rich, then you've really like encapsulated the energy of Taurus. No, it's just around your money story and money in general. And then we're looking at Gemini, which means you're here to educate other people and you're here to learn as much as you possibly can. You just want to eat up learning. I just want to learn, 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 learn. I don't want to stop learning. And Cancer is here to and to share the information, not to shove it down people's throats who aren't interested in it, not to be the gossipers that talk about other people and other, situations just to hear yourself talk. That's where you got to be careful, right? Aries have to be careful that they don't become too pushy and too independent and too feisty and too much of a warrior, right? Where they're kind of shoving it down people. So Taurus have to make sure that they're not overly materialistic and that finances are the only thing that brings them sort of joy or pleasure or they're not satisfied until they have all that. Gemini has to be very careful with their words and what they say, and they don't talk too much, that they're able to listen more often. And then Cancer is here to learn about feelings and emotions and to understand that feelings are a very big byproduct of manifesting and to understand that their intuition and their emotions are seem very much the same, but they're not. Right? That a lot of times your emotions is your intuition. And also not to be too needy, to be there for others when they're needed, but for you not to be need to be needed or to be too needed. Leos are here to actually have self-importance. I'm important. I'm special. The world does revolve around me. I deserve to be special. And the thing is that and I'm going to be very Leo right now because I'm in sidereal. I'm a Leo. I got a couple planets in Leo. I'm just saying, I'm smashing this hair. Like I'm just loving this new haircut that I got. I think I'm nailing it, and that's sort of that nice self confidence, right? But you don't want to be cocky, and you don't want to think that you're better than everybody else. And Leos can have a tendency to really get excited about something right at the beginning and be all over it, like you talk to somebody and they said, "You know what? I got this best gadget that's in the house. It cost me like $350, but oh my God, I can't live without it." A Leo will go out and buy it right away. Oh, I have to have that. That's so exciting. So we have to be careful. We kind of have to like take a step back and leave something in the Amazon cart for a little while before we buy it. I'm not very good at doing that. Um, Virgos are here to learn to perfect a talent and a gift that they have and to just better themselves in any way, usually in a healthcare way, like nutrition and diet and routine, etc. Sounds boring, but they are here to serve at the end of the day and but not necessarily need to be served. We have to be careful with that, right? I'm going to do some free readings. So if you guys are interested in having your chart done, give me a few minutes. And as soon as I finish with my monologue, we'll start doing some free readings. Anybody want to do some free readings? Just let me know. Just give me your birth date and your exact questions. When we are working with Libra, this is all about fairness, but that doesn't mean you become a people pleaser and you're only fair to everybody else, but you're not fair to yourself. Is your life in balance? Is life fair? Are you working as much as you're playing? Are you spending as much as you're saving? Are you there for people as much as they're there for you? And if they're not that much there for you, because Libras are very much there for other people, then maybe you need different people. Scorpios are here to understand the psychological meaning to life. What is psychologically important? They're here to understand people on a deeper level and not take things personal. They're the psychotherapists, but you have to be careful around addictions. Okay, they're passionate and they're here to be passionate, but Scorpios have to be very, very careful about addictions and very well, thank you, Randy, and very careful around being addicted to other people. Scorpios can be very addicted to other people. The Sagittarius, you guys are here to be the philosophers. What is your philosophy in life? What is your belief system in life? And Randy, if you want to do a reading, let me know. So Randy gave me a nice $10 sticker on my YouTube channel. If anybody would like to head over to my YouTube channel, you guys, you got to subscribe to my YouTube channel. First of all, I got a membership where you instantly get 25% off all of your readings if you belong to my membership. There's 3 different memberships. And I do much more long formed what's going on in the reality of our world on there. And I do a lot of really cool interviews, which you guys aren't going to see here on TikTok. So that was Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you got to be very careful about your sarcasm and very careful that you think everybody is not as smart as you are. You're probably right, but you don't have to be telling everybody that. Okay. And then there's Capricorn. Capricorns are here to be the boss of everybody. No, they're not. They want to be the boss of everybody, but you're not here to be the boss of everybody. But you are here to be the boss. You are here to be autonomous, to be self-employed, to be in a management position, to be, I don't know, have people who respect you, but you got to earn that respect. That's why you don't really respect a lot of other people if they haven't learned their respect. The first thing that you learn that from is your father figure. You put them on a pedestal and then they fall off for most Capricorns. And, I think that's what I'm going to do my next one. I think my next one I'm going to do, like, what was your childhood trauma as a child? By sign. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow night. I am going to start going down to Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm not going to be doing every day because I'm going to be on the road. We're nomads, and I know it doesn't look like it. This is our like temporary stop off place that we can go to in between nomading, and I won't be able to be consistent. So I'm going to try that. Right on for Capricorn, is it? I know. You guys are all grown up right since you were a kid. Capricorns. It's such a strong astrological sign. And a lot of planets are in Capricorn right now. In fact, last week or the week before that, you guys were probably really pissed off at your bosses and your fathers and your people that were trying to be the boss of you. As a kid, you don't like people to be the boss of you. You're not the boss of me. And you're very grown up and very mature and have a lot of responsibilities actually as a child. We'll talk more about that with childhood trauma in the next. I am gonna come tomorrow night, but if you're on my YouTube channel, Ask Holly Hall, okay, like my website, askhollyhall.com. You will, and on my website, askhollyhall.com, you will see where you can join for free a Telegram group where I do manifesting in this group, and people are manifesting left, right, and center. But on my YouTube channel, you at least get notification that I'm going to be live and when I'm going to be live ahead of time, not just like right when I'm live, like on TikTok. So then we've got Aquarius, and Aquariuses, you guys are just weirdos, okay? You're not like from this planet. You really aren't. You're very technologically advanced. You're huge humanitarian because you just don't understand the animal nature of humans. And Aquarians are detached. You're distant. You're supposed to be a weirdo. If you're not a weirdo, then you're not an Aquarius. If you don't have the purple hair and the funky clothes and all of the crystals in your you don't have this kind of a setup, and you don't have a lot of Aquarius in you, then you're just barely learning to be a woo-woo weirdo. Pisces, you guys are extremely psychic and empathic, and you pick up on the emotions and the feelings of others, very much like Cancer does as well. In fact, you do love your alone time in order to avoid that kind of constant exposure to everybody else's like heavy, heavy feelings. And you're very creative, right? And very creative. In fact, the creative signs are Leo, Libras, and Pisces. It doesn't mean that you're not creative if you have the other signs, because you don't know what your moon, your Mercury, your Mars, and your Venus signs are. You don't know, right? You don't know unless you look it up, or you get a reading by me at Ask Holly Hall. If you sign up for my newsletter, you get 20% off. Okay, that's my spiel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe so that you can get these free readings done. So, guys, there's a whole bunch of people here on TikTok. And thanks, Randy. Just a token of my appreciation for all you do. I want to do a free reading. I do have somebody here that I'm going to be doing a free reading for. They didn't want to put up their information in the live, and they're going to watch it later on YouTube because they're working right now. And askhollyhall@gmail.com or holly@askhollyhall.com. You can also email me if you're interested in having the free reading, and I can do it live if I can get to it, depending on how busy I am. But definitely, yeah, of course I can do a free reading for you. KS for short. I'm assuming that you're born in 1997. So if you can give me your birth information, if you know your time of birth, that would be helpful too. And ask me your exact question, because this is a quickie. We're not here for a long time. You're going to get the best and the most out of me in a very short period of time. So be precise about your question, and I will be very precise about the answer. If you're just coming on now, I did lay out, and you can look at it on my YouTube channel, Ask Holly Hall, all of the disclosures that are going to be coming out that started in January, February, March, April, May, June, and I didn't put July because I don't quite have the answer yet of what's going on in July. But I did lay out all of the specific ones. KS, let's get on board here. Anybody want a free reading? The first one to give me your birth date and your birth information and your question, I'll give you that free reading. 7 in the morning. And what is your question is, I am trying to go to school again. Okay. So I will tell you right away that the future of education will be dwindling down. Education isn't going to matter as much as experience will matter. And this is going to be about a 5 to 10 year trajectory. And the reason you're hesitant is because you understand this. You know that I'm not sure that getting my PhD, getting my BA, getting my master's, topping up my education on this, unless it has to do with AI, which obviously you'll have to educate yourself to understand what that has to be. You are a healer, a massive healer, and you are ridiculously smart. You could, in a sovereign way, give yourself your own BA. Seriously, you're very, very, very smart. You have so much experience already at a young age. You've already got, well, I know you're close to 30. You've already got really good um, experience. Now you didn't start out in the gate right away, right? Which means you didn't work in this in a career per se until a little bit later. But the medical field, because you're a healer, is important. And but I would be careful around that. You could be somebody who helps bridge the gap, but AI is going to invent machines that will do everything that a dentist can do by 2035. So you want to take a look at, what am I going to do after 2035? Now, if you do holistic dentistry, such as you've got filaments in that are mercury, and you want to have them removed in a very safe environment, in a safe way, that would be a consideration. You're terrified, even if you know it's going to be completely painless and pain-free, because AI is going to make sure that it is that way. You're still going to want to be with a real person, then that's a consideration. If you're going to be using 3D printers to make all of the different things that people need in their mouth to change, because even if it was a machine, it's still not going to change their mouth or their teeth, or it's not going to grow teeth, and it's not going to, reshape teeth without applications. So if you're willing to upgrade yourself, and I don't think dental school is very short, right? It is a considerable. But when I look at your chart, I'll tell you, you're going through 2 magic wand phases, okay? But it also starts off as being a very confusing time. "Hey, Chris, I'm an assistant and want to become a hygienist." 2035, they won't need them. Sorry, guy. Hygienist, sorry. By 2035, they won't need them. So you've got less than 10 years around this. I don't think it's gonna be one of the first things that's gonna roll out. There's so many other things with AI and medical industry that's gonna roll out first. Are you in Canada or are you in the United States? If you're in Canada, you got a little bit more time. If you're in the United States, it's gonna happen very quickly. Yeah, so you can buy a little bit more time. If this is your dream, it's not about money, okay? This cannot be around finances and money. If this on its own. Okay. Sorry, YouTubers. Um, okay, I just wanna know, Randy, if you can hear me now. Oh, that's what. Okay, great. So we're gonna take a look at August 12th, 66, and let me know what business best for my purpose and what blocks must I manifest. Fairly accurate question. And 145. the first blocks that you have, it was designed by the relationship that you were in with your mother. You chose a relationship with your mother because you wanted that person to teach you and show you what it's like to deal with emotions and feelings, which means this was an overly emotional person who set a lot of boundaries and a lot of restrictions and even had abandonment issues. This was passed on to you, and you also have abandonment issues. This is inherited in your genealogy. This abandonment issue comes from nobody listens to me, nobody hears me, nobody understands me, nobody wants to communicate with me. I need communication. I love communicating, and therefore I'm really hard on myself. And I'm hard on myself because I want people to love me. I don't want people to leave me or abandon me. I want people to understand I have emotional needs, and my emotions are necessary. In fact, so much so that you make sure that you're very empathetic to everybody else, very empathetic. And you want people to see that you care, that you're a caring, compassionate person, and you are. Those are all of your blocks, right? I'd have to know Tristan, I'd have to know her birth date to give you tips. But I can take a look at yours quickly and see if there's any blocks there. So you do well in the healing industry as well, 1966. You would do well as a nurse. You would do well as a therapist. You do well working with children. You do well in any kind of healing modalities that's helping people with their abandonment through therapy and inner child work. You're a great teacher and an educator. So as you're working with people, you tend to educate them so that they become well known. You would do well in the nutrition, even though you've had your own issues with nutrition. You have a very strong sensitivity to dairy. You've had a lot of health issues, and this little minor ones, right? But this is enough that you have gone down so many rabbit holes to learn about nutrition that you got a lot of experience to teach them. 6 a.m. August 10th. This is a very and you will be a bit confused about what job you should have or you should take. And I'll tell you, I just did a TikTok on this. Everybody's asking me about jobs, everybody, because instinctively we know that the job market is changing drastically. We're going to go like pre-industrial age where everybody didn't have to work. Everybody did not have to work before the industrial age. There wasn't a lot of jobs out there until factories came out and mass production came out, and where we needed large amounts of people to be able to run large corporations and companies. We didn't have that pre-industrial age. Now, this confusing stage that you're in continues until 2027. So that is in the middle of March. I'd probably hold off until the middle of March and do a lot of the other healing stuff. But take a look at having like a reading done. We can really brainstorm that and nail it down. I want to make sure I'm still being heard on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, I should be okay now because I switched. I was on a hotspot. Now I'm not. I didn't recognize that I was. So we are going to take a look at. Now I'll tell you, Tristan. I'm just going to say Tristan. She's a fireball. Okay, she's very, very independent, but also extremely sensitive. Her central nervous system is very sensitive as well, and she needs to know that you care, but you're not going to fall. Like you're not going to. That you're a good listener, but you're not going to be too much. I don't know what the word for it is, but you don't overly care for her. You know what I mean? You don't fall all over her feet tending to her every need. She's playful, she's fun, but she also likes to nurture. So let her be nurturing. Let her make you the dinners. Let her make you your favorite meal. She loves small animals and she's very sensitive. Don't problem solve for her. She's going through a hard time right now, to be honest with you. And she will be until the beginning of next year. And there's a lot of self doubt. So compliment her a lot, but not like, oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're so sexy. Oh, you're like none of that, you know, bit of a feminist. So none of that stuff. More about in her intelligence in that she's, oh, look at what you just did. You're such a caring person. Those types of compliments. Not like I like your shoes. None of that kind of stuff. That's too superficial for her. She's a little bit woo woo, a little bit woo woo. So take her to one of those. Take her to, and you know what? She really likes anime, gaming, all those character, the movies. Like she likes. So if you guys have like a Comic Con or whatever going on around there, that's a great date for her as well. Okay, so let's take a look at. But it's gonna be hard to nail her down in a relationship right now. Rad, are you still here? Let me know. Otherwise, I won't look it up. I'm sorry I skipped you. I just saw that. So Rad wants to know what her spiritual journey is, or expand on her spiritual path. And I do destiny readings. They're about 2 hours. You get 1 hour of me talking and a whole huge book on me, on you. Okay, she's really into books too. Yeah. Yes, Rad is still here. And let me see what your January, February, I just chopped all my hair off, guys. What do you think? I'm going to be going to this really cool. Well, I hired an agent so I can get some more interviews. And I don't know, I just needed a new look. And I was tired of my ratty long hair. And I really highlighted it quite a bit. Okay, we don't have your time of birth. Rad, do you know your time of birth? It looks amazing. Thanks, Susie. I'm a Leo. I love that. Yes. Yes, I'm vain. Okay, so we'll just look at without your time of birth. Oops. Okay, there we are. So your north node is in, oh my gosh, where is it? Oh, it's in Pisces, right up against your Neptune. One of your biggest lessons was abandonment. Are you adopted? Was your mother adopted? You love small animals. Really depends on what time you're born, though. If you're born really early in the morning, then the adoption thing may not make sense. Are you very emotional, really sensitive, extremely empathic? Love small animals? You like small kids, but you don't like because you can't communicate with them because you're very intelligent. It sure was, Law. No, I'm not adopted. Okay. Okay, so a north node in Pisces is all about learning how to be alone and on your own and not to depend on other people. That's why a lot of times I see adoption or abandonment from a parent as a child. Yes to all that. Don't just say yes to all that. Say, yes, I was abandoned. Yes, I was this. Yes, I was that. And then I'll know what I'm hitting on. But it urges you to shift from being a perfectionist and being picky and being detail orientated and always having a plan to and being over analytical to being more emotionally in depth, having more of an intuition, spiritually surrendering. Right. It's also this period requires healing through self-acceptance rather than working and serving others and being a servant to others. It's embracing compassion and creativity rather than thinking that if I just had a plan, everything would work out perfectly. It's not going to work out perfectly for you just because you have a plan. It's going to work out perfectly for you or the best for you because you have you're able to go with the flow with your intuition and your gut feeling, which is super, super strong. You could do well as a healer, a therapist, a counselor, a consultant. You do well with working with small animals. You really have a strong philosophy. So education is something that you're constantly craving. I just want to learn, learn, learn. And in this time and period right now, as we speak, okay, don't know your time, but last year you did well financially. You probably moved last year, and you're right on the cusp, right? You should be self-employed. You need your freedom to work your way, the way that you want it, or at least if it involves traveling. You're pretty good with technology, very good with technology, actually. So as technology advances, you're going to do very well advancing with it. Your homebody, though, like once you when you're out in the public or work or you're with other people, okay, you're hoping to move. Well, if I knew the time of your birth, I'd be able to tell you when you're moving. The the thing with the technology is if you're going to advance in it for your career, I would take a look at doing that ASAP before next year. And you can do it online. That's what I'm seeing. You're really the people get on your nerves, like really, really get on your nerves. Like really get on your nerves. Like you just don't compute humans sometimes. I mean, you're very friendly and nobody would know that they get on your nerves because you're so caring and nurturing. But that's why you need to decompress and work from home as well. Any kind of technology, like I said, one of the best jobs out there is going to be content creation. And that doesn't mean you have to do it from scratch. There's going to be a bunch of AI tools to do it, but people are going to they're going to want to educate themselves and learn how to adapt to the new world that's changing. And they're going to be entertained. So whichever way. Okay. You you're very intelligent and smart, and you have a very strong philosophy. You love antiques and old things, and you like your home base, but you don't always like anybody to live with you because they start getting on your nerves. So I watched a video the other day. I didn't finish watching it, but it started off by saying, "I no, not cohabitate." Anyways, it was a name that she had, and it was her and her husband don't live together on purpose. He has his own place and she has her own place. That'd be like perfect for you. Have sleepovers. Like you're half and half. You 40, 60% of you needs your freedom and your space. And people get on your nerves if they're around too much. But there's a part of you that's like, could you bring your blanket and your pillow and the popcorn and can we watch a movie and could you sleep overnight on your terms? You're that person. I need you now. Come. You need somebody who can like really adapt to it, right? Okay, there you go. Let me take a look if there's any questions on I thought so. Looks great. Hi, Holly. Hey, Lorraine. Thank you. Yeah, I chopped all my hair off. What do you think? Oh my gosh, look at it. I want to have like this new look. And actually, I like it when it's like, oh, it's not mirrored. So I like it when it's like really big. I'm a Leo, man. Leos like their big hair. One of the reasons I color it, I'm actually a brunette, right? Is because I have fine hair. And when you like fry your hair, it's bigger. It curls, it stays. You don't have to wash it every day. That's one of the reasons I like to fry my hair. I used to be a hairdresser, so I do all my own hair. Um, anyways, Leos are here to have confidence, so I'm trying to. Yes, I'm that person, Rad says. Okay, so Sharameen and Lorraine, if you have a question, jump in right now. Yeah, well, in Western astrology, I'm a Virgo, and I had a Leo rising, but now I have a Cancer rising, and I have 2 planets in Leo. But I have a planet in Virgo, and I have a planet in Capricorn. So I'm a really wound up tight Leo that is a perfectionist and needs to be I've been self-employed since I was a hairdresser. So there is some kind of autonomy when you're a hairdresser until I was 24, 25. Like, I've been self-employed since my early to mid-20s, and I did work for Canada Post for a short period of time, and that was a really bad, bad, bad marriage and a really bad, bad, bad breakup, but it allowed me not to go on welfare when I became a single mom. Um, Haley thinks that this is a stand-up comedy audition. Okay, so if you guys, yeah, I was a Virgo. In Western astrology, I'm a Virgo. In sidereal astrology or Eastern astrology, I'm a Leo. And my hair has always been like, ask my family, I'm nonstop doing crap to my hair. Like, I don't stop. And I fall in love with it right away. And then the next day I hate it. Like, luckily, my hair doesn't grow very fast, because if it did, I'd be doing something different with it every month. It grows super slow. What should I be doing recently retired and going crazy? Oh, you're going to love the changes that's coming. You're going to love them, Lorraine. So June 7th, 64. You early retirement. You go, girl. I love it. I love it. High five, because my husband did that too. Super early retirement, like 10 years early retirement. And do you know what time you were born? 7:45. Read, Holly. 7:45. I love it. In the morning. And we're going to take a look at what do we do with my boredom. Well, the thing is, you gave up on hobbies when you were in your 20s and early 30s. You had a lot of hobbies. In fact, you had so many hobbies. You had shit all over the house because of all the hobbies that you had. Does that make sense? Gotta do transits. Gotta drink my tea. I'm really disappointed. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I did like my decaf coffee because I really do like the taste of coffee. But I'm not drinking it now. So I got this dandelion root. I like dandelion root. It does have that bitter, earthy taste, but not dandelion root and leaf tea. It just tastes like watered down. I don't know what. It's gross. But I'm drinking it anyways. Okay. So what should you do? Let me see what her answer is. Yep. She used to do a lot of hobbies. You need to get back to your hobbies again. I'm going to give you a big tip, though. It's going to save you a ton of money. You got a Leo Mars. Remember, I do sidereal astrology. And a Venus in Aries. And when you go out to make a widget, you're like, well, this is a deal. And this is a deal. I need to buy 500 widget pieces so I can make 100 widgets. And this is so exciting. I'm going to make 100 widgets. You make one. That's it. You'll make earrings for your friends and maybe some for Christmas and a couple for you. And then you're like, now I got 400 widget pieces around the house. What am I going to do with them? So it is going to cost you a little bit of money, but in the long run, it's going to cost you less money. Just get enough out there because you're curious like a cat and you're really confused about what that is until mid-April. The end of April, specifically in May, you are going to be a lot less confused. You're really somebody who likes to converse and have conversations. You're quite a people person, but you're not lately. You're just not in the mood lately for dealing with people. You don't like the gossip. You don't like that they don't agree. They're not on the same page as you are. And so it's lonely. You're feeling lonely. You're feeling very sad. There's a little bit of depression right now. And it's the way that you're mentally talking to yourself. And that's what you've been working on for a year and a half, is looking at more positive affirmative types of, you should get in my manifesting group. Like, seriously, Chris right there, he's in my manifesting group. Everybody's manifesting. And I make you guys have gratitudes and think positive. You can find that on my askhollyhall.com. and subscribe, like. Kim, when will I achieve financial recovery and wealth? Yeah, give me your, well, good luck with that, because there's a lot of changes going on. I mean, everybody's going to get financially be fine, but it's not going to be the old way. They give you your birth date and your birth information. In March, in May, you're going to feel a lot better. That's all I'm saying. And you'll be less bored. You'll be much more mingling with other people, and all the changes that are happening, you're going to go with the flow. You're the one who's going to start the new community group. You're the one who's going to start the new, let's everybody get together, a knit group. You are that instigator. You're the initiator. And so when everybody is starting slowly to be more at home than they are at work, like, think about it. Okay, let me ask you a question. During COVID, did you have to stay at home? Did you work from home? Did a bunch of your friends work from home? Lorraine, that's right. Lots of widgets laying around the house. Okay. Weren't you the one that initiated getting together and gatherings with people? And you're also the one that went against the grain too. Oh, we can only have 8 people in our house? Screw that. Everybody, whoever's like not offended by it, you are careful, because you're a bit of a people pleaser, so you'd never want to offend anybody. So whatever you did then is what you're going to end up doing. You'll be fine in May. Trust me. Right now, you're kind of laying low, and I don't blame you. We're going to take a look, askhollyhall.com. If you want to have a lot more details, this is just sort of scratching the surface. You know what I mean? October, and you want to know what you want to achieve: financial recovery. Well, one of the biggest lessons that you learned in this lifetime, Kim, was to stop people pleasing and doing things for what makes other people happy, because you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to get upset. You're that person who doesn't take somebody to court. You're that person who wants to be the good girl and do the right thing. And you're not the bitchy ex. You're not the person that says, well, you've been throwing all your money away, kids. I'm not going to keep paying for you to go to school. You buck it up and do it yourself. You're not that person. And you started to learn to be that person in 2021, I would say. And that I'm not going to upset the apple cart. I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'm going to trust people. I'm going to be that good person that has gotten you into trouble because you said okay to things you probably shouldn't have said okay to, but it was very well concealed, right? I don't blame you. A lot of people would have fell for these types of circumstances. And the recovery and I'm sorry you were hacked out of a life savings. I really am. Is that because in a relationship? I wish I knew your time of birth, because according to where I have you now, which is about 7:30 in the afternoon at night, this would be around a relationship. There's also something to do with I don't want to say that. No, that's too far. A sibling. Yeah, a sibling. Nope. What? 6:59 a.m. Okay, that's good to know. Really early in the morning. So your basic question, and I'll just nail the nail on the head, is no, it's not with relationships. It'll be in 2027. There is a type of bankruptcy that will have to happen so that you don't have to pay certain bills, which you don't want to do. You don't want that bankruptcy thing going on. You don't want to take out the big line of credit or anything like that. There is an amalgamation, and you'll be clear after Saturn. Give me a second. Oh my gosh, you poor thing. It's 2027. In February of 2027. So you got 1 year. Already happened. So you did the bankruptcy thing already. Oh, bank's back this September. Oh, bank's back this September. I don't know what that means. Anyways, you're in the clear and you're doing better financially in 2027. You're in abundance actually in August of 2027. And I think that's because of a partner that you're with. Are you with a partner right now? Somebody comes into your life anyways that is really good for you financially. So that's the answer to that. Okay, everyone, I'm going to get going. AskHollyHall.com. Oh, money back by September. Oh, that's the loans that you took. Okay. You're okay. So that's a relationship in August. I know this is a blessing in disguise, Kim. People that are financially over their heads, like the last 5 years they bought a house that was more expensive than it ever should have been, ever. If in the last 5 years you've been using 3, 4, 5 different paychecks, the hackers it's a trust that you had. Your big lesson around it was trust. Do your holistic health coaching. Keep doing that because you're really good at helping people with trauma and stress. You're very good at it, and you have the experience around it too. And you've got a female business partner that can help you with the business side of it, although you're pretty good with the business side of it. But the part of that is helping people with their money story, which is what you went through, because your destiny planet is in Aquarius. So you're supposed to be helping large groups of people, the masses with their central nervous system, and the people pleasers, the ones that say yes to everything. Like you're such an easygoing person. You really did say yes a lot. Hopefully at this stage of the game, you've learned. Maybe you flip the opposite and you're like, I say no to everything now. But yeah, next summer you're going to be golden. Okay, so let's go. The highlights brightens up your face. Aw, thank you. Like what's Thank you. Well, this is good lighting though. Like there's a little tiny filter, I'll be honest with you, on this. I think I put it at like 30%. And then it's really good lighting that I have in my office. But blonder does look better as we get older. It just does. I'm just saying. Okay, so we are like, subscribe. Put in comments, when I went through the whole by sign and what you're here to do and not do by sign, like which sign are you in Western? Which sign are you in sidereal? You can look up sidereal calculators too. AskHollyHall.com. That's where you can get to my Telegram group where we're manifesting, and that's where you can get all my readings from $33 and lots of other fun stuff. I'm going to be on the road again soon, so I'm going to be working less hours. So get in there, sign up for my newsletter. You get 20% off. And I love you, love you, love you guys. And I will be back on, you know what? I'm going to be back on Wednesday. I'm going to be doing now Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay. So we'll see you Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and we can do some free readings. Namaste.